All right, I've had a request to do simplify some complex fractions. Oops, and this problem is actually this here. Let me add to that. This was the original problem somebody asked me on. Again, pretty typical problem out of a textbook that you'd see. Um, and so what we'll do here is simplify this. So if you get a chance, take a few minutes, figure it out ahead of me, stop the video, watch, try to do it, and then see how I do it. And you might do it differently than me, and that's okay. There's lots of ways to do this. So the first thing I look at when I do these, and I just do things one step at a time, don't try to go too fast, is we've got k to the negative third power to the negative fourth. So power to power, if you remember your rules of exponents, means you need to multiply those. So the negative 3 times the negative 4. So I'm going to write everything else exactly as it is. So it's 12k to the negative 2, k to the 12th power. Over, you've got 6k to the 5th power. All right, so one step at a time so we don't make mistakes, hopefully. Then, as I do this on my third trial. So now at this point, I like to eliminate any negative exponents. There's a couple different ways you can do this. What I like to do is negative exponents reciprocate, so that would just move down. Another way you could think of it is you could combine the k to the negative 2 and the k to the 12th. That's another method, so that'd be k to the 10th. Excuse me. But I like to reciprocate those negatives. It's just a habit I got into when I was young. And so that's the way I do it. So we've got 12k to the 12th on top now, but you've got 6k squared k to the 5th. And when you reciprocate things, remember that that negative exponent becomes positive. So now we've got 12k to the 12th over 6k to the 7th power, because these combine, you've got 2k's plus 5k's is 7k's when we're multiplying them. And then 12, now you can reduce. 12 and 6, 12 divided by 6 is 2. So this is a 2, this is a 1. And so we've got 2k to the 12th over k to the 7th. We don't necessarily need to put the 1 there. And then you can reduce the k's. So you can cross out 7k's. And so your final answer is 2k to the 5th power, because there was 7k's. Again, if you're not sure why that, I could just cross them out. Let's imagine writing out 12k's over 7k's Well, the k divided by k is 1, k divided by k is 1, k divided by k is 1. You could cross them out that way to make it 2k to the 5th. So again, that's your final answer, simplified, no longer in complex form. Now, the other type of problem is this one, which is 2 minus 2 over y over 2 plus 2 over y. So again, we don't want to leave problems in this complex form. Boil them down to something that's tangible and less complicated. So to start with, again, see if you can simplify it. See if you can boil it down and get it to something that's useful, or more useful than this. This is pretty ugly looking. So what I do with these is you look at the top and combine that, and then look at the bottom and combine that. So let's do that. And I'm going to just come down just a little bit so I got room to write. So the 2, I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1. So we've got a fraction minus a fraction and a fraction plus a fraction in this case. And what you need to combine those is common denominators. So we need to multiply this by y over y. And now we have a common denominator. Same with the bottom. That would be times y over y. And so this top part, this top part here would then become, and I'll just bring it right here, it would become 2y minus 2 all over y. So that's the top. 2y minus 2 all over y. We've combined it, added it together. Then your bottom is 2y plus 2 all over y. All right. So now we've got our fractions combined on top and our fractions combined on the bottom. Now, the other thing to look at is this whole fraction idea. You've got a fraction divided by a fraction, and so you might not be seeing that. So I'm going to rewrite it in a way that you've seen it back in your elementary school days. And so this symbol here means division, just like this symbol does. And so we've got a fraction now divided by a fraction. So if you remember what you do with that is you flip and multiply. So we've got 2y minus 2 over y times y over 2y plus 2. And at this point, we can go ahead and cross out. Now, the 2y minus 2 and the 2y plus 2, they're not the same, so we can't cross them out just yet. But the y's we can cross out. It's y divided by y is 1. So we've really got 2y minus 2 over 2y plus 2. Now, there is one more thing we can do here. We can factor out a 2 on the top and the bottom. And so when you do that, and it's going to disappear. I'll come back to it here. So when you do that, you take a 2 out, and you're left with y minus 1 on the top. And on the bottom, you take a 2 out, and you're left with y plus 1. Well, then you've got now a 2 divided by 2 that crosses out. You know, you'd be tempted to just cross out willy-nilly like up here, but a lot of times that gets you into trouble. It might have worked out for you, but it's easy to make mistakes when you do stuff like that. You've got to think factoring first. Always factor first. So your final answer then is y minus 1 over y plus 1. And you're done. You've boiled that down to something that is no longer complex. And you look back, you look back at the original form of this thing, and that's pretty complicated. And it boils down to something fairly easy. Y minus 1 divided by y plus 1. So that's complex fractions. The main reason for it is we want to try to simplify things to the best of our abilities, and always present an answer that is as simple as possible. So hope this helps. See you next time.